Hello, my name is Chris Palmer, and in today's local SEO video, I would like to discuss with you some local SEO tips that will help your Google rankings. So this video, I really want to touch on some tips that are simple in nature, but will be very effective with taking you to the next step. So this video is going to have to do with the thought processes when you're thinking about your page structure and when you're thinking about your URL structure. Whether you're using a simple silo or a floating silo or whatever structure it is, the number one tip that I want to convey to you today is this. When we're thinking about the layout of our site, and this comes up after a question, you need to think, what is the searcher's intent and what is the intent of the searcher? And what I mean by this as far as structure is when we're looking at on-page factors, right? It's safe to say, I don't work for Google, obviously, but it's safe to say that it starts with the URL, the title, and then the H1 when we're looking at on-page. So we need to make sure that those three match up, all right, to be consistent and to have optimal results. Now, we need to take and think about searcher intent, though, a little bit further. And here's what I mean. So we have our website, okay, https:/. Now, whether you're using the www or not is irrelevant. For this example, we will, okay? And then it's dot. Now, it's going to be your website.com. Now, we're going to do this around local, all right? So the question is always this. Should I do it this way or that way? And what I mean by is, okay, so I have a website and I have, say I'm doing it in, I don't know, Chicago. And then it should be, okay, well, where is most of the search volume coming from? Is it Chicago plumber or plumber in Chicago, right? Or is it Chicago blank service? And this is the main tip that I really want to give you today. And if you can get the understandings that the URL is a major ranking factor and that you want your URL to match what the searcher is putting in. So when you're putting in your page structure, when you're setting up your pages, you want that URL, you want that title, and you want that H1 to match up to the searcher's query. Now, people always get, okay, I got the title and I got the H1, but their URL structure and their structuring of the URL will be off. So I would maybe do, okay, my website / Chicago is our main category. This is the top of the, if we're looking at a funnel now, okay, I want to touch on this. I want to elaborate more so we can get a deeper understanding together, okay? So if we're looking at, say, a silo structure, and we have inside of here, this is our Chicago, we can almost look at this, okay? This is Chicago, is our top of the category. Now, all of the /, this could be Chicago, and then this could be plumber, / and then this could be a service. So Chicago is the top level. Now we start talking about, okay, so let's say that this is service, right? Or plumber. We'll say this is plumber. That's better. And then we can start going down in our silo with services. Okay? The main point that I want to get across, all right, and is, however the searcher's intent is bringing the most volume for your business, you need to not only be thinking about your structure as far as on page, okay, my title is in place, my H1 is in place, but to get optimal results, I would make sure that you're thinking about how is it being searched. That needs to be in the URL bar. This needs to be here. It has to be. This is the difference. This is another edge. Like when we start talking about, especially within local search, the edge are the little tweaks. Because we can take care of our site speed is on point. Okay, we have enough content. Okay, we're writing content consistently. Okay, our GMB is in place. All right, this is in place. We have our photos are in place. All of the elements are in place. All of the technical, all of our on page. It's these little tiny tweaks along with the CTR, with the traffic. Are we getting the clicks? Are people searching for our brands? Those little tiny tweaks are the difference between spot 3 and spot 1. And this is one of those little tweaks that I wanted to talk about today. And at the end of the day, and I'm going to answer some questions here if there are any, hopefully there are, about this topic or anything local SEO related. I'll be happy to answer any questions if you have any. I'll be happy to discuss SEO with you today, give you some time. But this is the main point I want to get across when we're outlining our site. I'm not saying run out and make any changes, especially to ranking pages, okay? But if you want to make some on-page changes to some elements, to some pages that maybe aren't bringing in traffic, and maybe it's not going to mess up your structure, or maybe you're just starting your site, please keep in mind that the URL structure is a massive ranking factor, in my opinion. And we want to base our URL and how we're laying out our site and our URL to the searcher's intent, to how it's being searched. How are people searching for this? All right. So that's the local SEO tip to boost your Google rankings. That's the tip. That's the quick tip. Now I'd like to get into maybe some questions if anybody has any. If not, my name is Chris Palmer. If you do have questions related to local SEO tips, Google rankings, really anything local SEO, digital marketing, PPC, Facebook ads, pretty much anything. Anything SEO, digital marketing, always feel free to go ahead and ask in the comments below. I always look forward to seeing you in the next local SEO Google rankings video. Okay, let's get into some questions if we have any. All right, so let me come over.